all here. Happy hump day, middle of the week. I'm Maeve, and if you have any requests for today, you can put it in the chat. You can yell it out now, but otherwise, we're just gonna roll. We're gonna start in child's pose. If you're not comfortable in child's pose, find someplace else that feels good. So, knees wide or narrow, whatever feels good here. You can adapt this pose to match your body. Forehead down, floor or block, arms overhead or back by your heels. You choose what feels good. And then start this process of turning into your breath. Arriving in your body, arriving in your breath, arriving on your mat, giving yourself the opportunity to tune into yourself. Lengthen the inhales. Lengthen the exhales. And just get a sense of how you feel today. What's going on? What's your mental state? How do you feel in your breath? How do you feel in your body? And I'm going to say this every single class, probably a million times, but it's your practice, and you get to adapt this practice to your body, to your mind as it is today. So if you need it to be easier, if you need it to be quieter, you allow it to be easier and allow it to be quieter. If you need to spice it up a bit, you have the opportunity to do that as well. Rise to your hands and your knees. Root through the fingers, root through the feet, the shins, the knees, lift the heart, the head, and the tailbone with your inhale. Your exhale rounds your back, push the floor away, spread the shoulder blades. Inhale, pull forward. And then exhale, round the back. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, pull the heart forward, tuck your toes. Lift your knees up and then take your chest to your thighs. Keep your knees bent. Slowly start to melt the heels down, start to straighten the legs, and then pause here. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right knee into your chest, step your right foot forward. Rise up to crescent. Beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. Energetically, your feet draw toward each other. Your spine rises up. Your arms rise up. Your fingers rise up. Check in with the back foot, the back toes, the back ankle. Can you balance the ankle more? Can you find more stability by using the toes a bit more? And then check in with the front foot. Heavy in the heel. Base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe pressing down. Last inhale here. Root the back heel, and then open for warrior two. Check in with the feet again. Check in with the breath. Straighten the front leg. Reach the right arm up, left arm comes back. Last inhale, and then exhale, bring the hands around. Step back to a high plank. Take a few breaths here, thighs to the sky. Work the toes, work the ankles. Outer upper arms in, inner upper arms out. So triceps in, biceps out, beautiful. Stay in your breath, really nice. Good, use your knees if they help you. We're gonna lower straight down into your belly. Turn the feet so the toenails are down. Push the tops of the feet down, curl up into cobra. Heart draws up and forward. Stay in your breath. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Pause. Left knee to your chest, place your left foot forward. High on the right toes, rise up, crescent pose. Beautiful. Check in with the back foot. Activate the toes. Notice where the ankle is in space. Press down into the front foot and then draw the feet toward each other. So this kind of action of squeezing the feet toward each other. So as we're in these longer holds, notice if you're waiting for the next instruction. Notice if your mind is wandering off. Notice if you're able to stay connected to the pose, whether you're getting instruction or not. To the sensation of your body, into the breath. Last inhale, root the back heel and open, warrior two. Yes. You're going to straighten the front leg and reach up and back. Whenever I ask you to observe something, I'm not asking you to judge it. I'm not telling you that there's something that's right or wrong with what you're doing. At all. I hope you know that. I hope you knew that before I said that, but if you don't, now you do. This is a fact-finding mission, this practice. And then when all the facts fall away, we get to go a little deeper. You can't be wrong or right. Hands come down to the ground. Step back to plank. High plank. And then halfway down, chaturanga, low plank, or the ground. Use your knees if needed. Cobra, or upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog with your exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, bring your feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise up to stand, inhale. And then draw your hands into your heart with your exhale. Stay with me. Keep your ears open. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway, inhale, stay with me. Fold back down, exhale. Rise up to stand, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. If you're back in down dog, you weren't listening. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. I'm not judging it if you are. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale, plant your hands, plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, rise. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to your toes, bend your knees, bring your feet up to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Keep the length, rise up to stand with the heart, with the fingers. Draw the hands to your heart. One more time, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bowing forward. Halfway, inhale. Yes, chaturanga, exhale. Open up, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg back, inhale, slowly. Hold it, breathe. Push both hands down. So the right hand is probably heavier. Can you get the left hand, the left arm, the left shoulder to do some of this work without leaning off to the left side? Allow the left heel to be heavy. Draw up on the left hip. Take another inhale. And then down the center with the knee, place your foot forward. Rise, crescent pose. Inhale. And then open warrior two. Exhale. Straighten the front leg, reach back, inhale. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna come into triangle, reaching forward. Reaching forward, right hand shin block or floor. If you're going to the floor or a block, my preference is on the back side of the leg. And then take the left hand straight up to the sky. Notice if you have the tendency to lean back and take this left arm back behind you. Instead, take all that energy and zip it straight up to the sky. Check in with your feet. Use your big toes. Use the base of the big toe. Notice if the big toe gets light. Calf to shin, shin to calf, kneecaps up on the thighs. And then deepening the crease of the right hip. You're almost out, a couple more breaths. Sweep the left hand down and around. Come onto the pinky side of the left foot, Vinyasa. And take this right leg back. If you need to, you put the left knee down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, Kara. Really good. Really nice. Beautiful polo. One more inhale. Chaturanga. Exhale. Rise and open. Inhale. And downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg stretches back with your inhale. Stay here. Lift up on the right hip. Deepen the right hip crease. Feel the right hand in the ground. Inner left thigh lifts. Last inhale. Knee into your chest. Exhale, place your foot next to your left hand. Rise, crescent pose. Your exhale opens you into warrior two. Yes. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reverse it back. And then draw forward, slowly. And then come into triangle. And again, notice if this right shoulder and the right arm wants to drop back and you're falling open into a back bend. Contain that energy. Contain front ribs to hips, belly button to pubic bone, and then open straight up. Exist in your breath, exist in your body. So you've decided to be here. Be fully here. A few more breaths. Next exhale, release this right hand down and around. Pivot onto the pinky side of your right foot. Come back into Vinyasa. If you need to, put the right knee down. And then Chaturanga, exhale. Move through your Vinyasa and then come into downward facing dog. I have a private client. She won't see this, but I would say it in front of her anyway. She always asks me, what's the pose supposed to look like? She always says, with this pose I'm doing, what's it supposed to look like? And my answer is always the same with her. It's not supposed to look like anything specific. So let go of that idea of ideal alignment, of what your body's supposed to look like in a pose. Just embody it, adapt it to you. Make it your version of the pose. It's gonna be different on you. There's no one else that's you. We're gonna take that, we're gonna move a little faster with it. Your breath is long, you are not rushed, you take all the time that you need. Right leg back, inhale. Exhale, place your right foot forward. Crescent, rise, inhale. And then open warrior two, exhale. Straighten the front leg, reach back, inhale. Exhale, draw forward, come into triangle. Stay in inhale. Release the hand down to the exhale. Maybe you grab this right foot with you and you bring it up into Vinyasa. Yeah. Beautiful. And then we take Vinyasa or you go straight to down dog. Left leg back with your inhale. Exhale, knee down the center. Rise. Crescent. Open for warrior two. Reverse with straighten that front leg. And then reach forward, come into triangle. Bring the right hand down, Vinyasa, and maybe bring this left foot with you. and then chaturanga. Exhale. Rise to open. And downward facing dog. Smooth out your breath. Beautiful. Right leg back with your inhale. Exhale, knee into your chest. Place your foot forward. Back knee down. Back knee down. Straighten the front leg. Ardha Hanumanasana. Half splits. You're welcome to start to bring this forward any amount to wherever you feel comfortable. It's your version of splits. It's not supposed to look any certain way. It's supposed to look however you make it look. Some things that we can work on here, drawing the front foot toward the back knee. Lengthening the spine, deepening the breath. Keeping the feet awake and alive. If you've taken the full version of the split, draw back slowly and then bend the front leg, lifting off into half moon. If you have a block, put it under your hand. All limbs long. All limbs long. Come around to chair, bring the feet together. Pick up the right knee. Cross your right knee over your left or your right thigh over your left. Maybe wrap the right foot around the left calf. Bring your hands into your heart. Take your left arm outside your right thigh and we're twisting to the right. Alternatively, if this feels like not great in any way, just come into chair twist, putting the right foot back down on the floor. Beautiful. One more breath in. Unravel the legs. Hands come down. Right leg sweeps up. Standing splits. This is perfect. This doesn't have to change. Your back leg might be straight back behind you. It might be up toward the sky. It is whatever it is for you on your body. If you want, plant your hands, bend your standing leg, and then start to shift forward just a bit and take a couple little hops. Left foot down, right leg steps way back. Push down, three-legged dog, left leg up to the sky. And bring your left knee into your chest. Place your foot down, right knee down. Straighten the front leg, half splits, full splits, anything in between. Breathe. How does this side feel compared to the other side? If you answered better or worse, that's not what I'm looking for. On my body, this is like my thought process. I'm going to give you a little glimpse into my crazy mind. And this hip is much tighter on me because I'm working through a long injury. So I feel like I have a hard time getting my spine to lengthen out here. My hamstring's definitely a little tighter. In that physical feedback, I breathe deeper. I also know that I need to nurse it and be kind to it. So rather than jamming myself in deeper, I'm going to find where that balance between work and ease is, where I'm not stretching on things that don't need to necessarily be stretched. So my emphasis here is on lengthening my spine. In addition, outside of that tightness, calf to shin, shin to calf, kneecap lifting up, feet active and awake. If you're in the full version of the pose, draw your front foot back. I'm going to push off the back foot, bend the front leg, lift off, half moon. The beautiful thing about the second side is the brain learns by mirroring. So you've already seen this, right? So your brain knows how to receive it. But then we have this opportunity to take the information that this side's giving us, independent of what you felt on the other side. Where does your mind go in these moments of still? Can you stay here in the sensation, in the breath, in the pose? Come around into chair. Lift the left knee across, maybe wrap it. And then bring your hands into your heart in prayer. Right arm outside the left leg. If this doesn't feel good, come back into chair and take a twisting chair. Steady your gaze. We're going to unravel this. And then take hands to the ground or blocks, left leg back. Working the feet away from each other. Finding the length in the limbs, not just the splits, not just the split. And then stay here, or pick up the right heel, bend the right knee, shift forward just a smidge, and then push from the bottom foot. You can take a couple lifts there if you want. Beautiful, yes. And then right foot down, left leg steps back. Right leg sweeps back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your foot forward. Crescent pose, rise up. Warrior two, open up. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reverse back. Keep all this length on the right side, reaching forward. Trikonasana, triangle. Left hand comes down. Option to bring the right foot with you as you come into Vashisthasana. And then listen, listen, listen. Right foot comes back to the top of the mat. Left knee comes down. Half splits. Beautiful. And then push off. Half moon. Opening up. And come into chair. Pick up the right knee. Cross or wrap. And then twist to the right. Open back up. With control, bring your hands down to the ground. Pause in standing splits. If you want, you can take a hop up here. Left foot comes back down. Right foot steps to the back of your mat. Inhale, left leg up and back. And then bring your foot forward. Crescent. Warrior two. Straighten and reverse. And then draw forward, triangle. Beautiful. Right hand hand comes around, pivot around, side plank. Left foot comes back to the top of your mat. Right knee comes down. So it doesn't matter if you take that foot or not. Just step the foot forward. Yeah. Good. Shift forward. Half moon. And then chair. Good. Pick up the left knee. Cross or wrap. Twist to the left. Unravel, hands down to the ground, left leg goes back. Stay here, maybe hop it up. Right foot down, left foot back. Listen, right into crescent, inhale. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten, reverse. Exhale, triangle. Release around. Vashisthasana, with or without the foot, so I'll do it without this time. And then right foot comes back to the top of the mat. Left knee down, straighten the front leg. Shift forward, push off the back foot, half moon. You're welcome to take variations here if you'd like. Remember, it's your practice. Come to chair, top of the mat. Right knee lifts, wrap, or cross, twist to the right. Yes. Unravel. Right leg goes back. Maybe hop it up, maybe just stay where you are. And then left foot down. Right foot back, crescent pose. Inhale. Open, warrior two. Reverse and straighten. And then triangle coming forward. Release around. Vashisthasana with the foot or without it. Left foot comes forward again. It's like you change your mind. Right knee down, straighten, front leg. Push off. Lift up from your breath, from your center. Half moon. Woo. Variation if you'd like it. And then chair. Left knee to rise. Cross or wrap. Twist left. Unravel. Hands come down, standing splits, or little lift up. Right foot down, left foot back. This time we go straight back to plank. Vinyasa if you want it. Skip it if you don't need it. Beautiful. Smooth out your breath. Step your left foot, yes, your left foot all the way up between your hands. Walk your hands around. And then come into Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide leg forward fold. We're here for a good 10 breaths. If you're a headstand and you feel comfortable going into headstand here, tripod, hug the elbows in. Create a triangle between your head and your hands, and then slowly start to lift the feet off the ground. And that might just be the first step, just getting the feet up off the ground. And then maybe that straddle goes wider. And then maybe you start to draw the legs up into each other. Good. No rush to ever do a headstand. You might not ever do one.
If there's no cure and there's no medicine, do we count the days until the end? We've got the count of fixes in. It's been decided before it begins.
And then headstanders straddle down.
Stay close.
Control the feet all of the way.
And then everyone lengthen halfway. Hands to your hips, exhale. And then rise to stand with your inhale. So good. Heels in, toes open, sinking down into goddess. Sweep the arms out wide. I'm going to mirror you. Right arm on top of left. It actually doesn't matter which arm you do, so don't get too hung up on it. Can you sink a little deeper? Can you lift your spine a little higher? Fantastic. With an inhale, rise up. Keep the arms if it's okay. Square your feet and then come forward, come forward, come forward. Depending on your body, maybe the forearms come down to the ground and maybe you start to stretch the elbows forward a little bit, the fingers forward a little bit. Balance the weight in your feet. Notice if you've gone back into your heels, as much weight in your toes as you have in your heels. Here comes the fun. Inhale, rise up, strong. Yes, so good. Release the arms, sweep them out. Heels in, second side. And then sink down a little deeper. Lift the heart, lift the spine, lift the elbows, lift the fingers. Inhale, rising up. Square the feet, same thing on this side. Forward folding down. Strong legs. Rise with your inhale. Release the arms up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Heels in. Step to the top of your mat. Beautiful. Take a couple breaths here. Bend your knees. Drop your hips. Chair with an inhale. Forward fold with your exhale. Halfway inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Skip it if you don't want it. Right leg stretches back. You've got a few breaths here. Consider getting light in the left hand. So exactly the opposite of what I said in the beginning of class. Get lighter in the left hand, maybe come onto the fingertips. Maybe move the left hand a little closer to your left foot. Maybe a little closer. And then maybe reach back for that left foot. And then right knee forward. Place the foot next to the right hand. Take the left arm outside the right thigh and then twist. Awesome. So there's lots of ways to change this pose. Maybe stay here. Maybe open the arms up. Maybe take the top arm overhead. If you like to wrap the pose, right arm comes behind the back, left arm comes under. You find what works for you today. Beautiful. Left rib cage moves toward inner right thigh. Left thigh moves toward the sky and feet draw toward each other. Last breath in. Release the right hand down. Straighten the right leg. You can shorten up your stance if you'd like, or you can keep it long if you'd like. Melt the spine over the leg. What if the poses were simply a means to get to the quiet, to get to the breath? We get caught up on the look of them, on which ones we can do, which ones we can't do. But if they were just to get us to the breath, would they matter as much? Pull the heart forward, soften the front leg, plant your hands, sweep the right leg back, open up the hip in three-legged dog if it feels good. Bend the knee. And then maybe you start to move open more, lifting the right hand and arriving in wide open. Come back around through center, Chaturanga Vinyasa if you'd like, or straight into downward facing dog. And then slowly left leg back. Consider getting lighter in the right hand. So maybe the first step is just coming into the fingertips. And then maybe move the hand back a bit. And then maybe again a little bit further back. And finally, maybe taking the leg. And then knee down the center, place the left foot forward. And then right arm outside of the left thigh. And then you twist to the left. And you have every opportunity to make this whatever you need it to be. Whatever version of the pose you want. Stay in your breath. Beautiful, Gabriella. Yes, Care. Yes, Tracy. These are fantastic. Mm-hmm. Last inhale. And then release your hands down. Beautiful. Straighten the front leg. Any amount. You can shorten up your stance if you want. You're perfect. Beautiful. You're here. It's a long hold, right? So just be here. Be in your breath. And then pause. Really good. More breaths here. And then soften the front knee. Press the hands down. Sweep the left leg back. If it feels good, open the hip and bend the knee. And maybe you just start to take the weight of the foot around and let that slowly bring you into wild thing. Or not. How about or not? And then back around, Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Take your first two fingers and your thumbs, wrap your big toes. Inhale, pull the spine forward. Bring the fingertips to the thumbs, so make that lock. Don't just grab the toes, create that circle. And then elbows go wide to bow down and to draw the shoulders away from the ears. So it's this toe lock, pulling against the toe, that's yoking the shoulders, drawing them away from the ears, creating space there. Yes, beautiful. And then inhale, pull your heart forward. Your exhale brings your hands to your hips. Open up the chest, draw the front ribs back, and then rise up to stand. Beautiful. All right, I have versions for everyone. I promise you, I have a version for everyone. Version 1 is puppy dog to the wall. Hands come to the wall, hips above your feet, and you work the arms here, you work the legs here. Version 1. Version 2, we swap that. Hands down, feet up. Maybe working one leg up, the other leg up. And if you feel pretty good in handstand, you're just lifting up. You're not worrying about finding the perfect handstand. You're giving yourself this time to play, to explore, fact finding, okay? You might cartwheel out if you're going without the wall. You can also kick to the wall. I like to just kick in the middle and fall out if I need to. Yes, yes, yes. About a minute. Not even quite that. So good. Yes, I see you. So good. Hi, mister. Hi, bud. Start to come out slowly. Good. Come onto your backs when you're ready. You stay here. Okay. Bridging the hips. Push down, rise up. Maybe lace the hands behind the hips. Maybe bring the hands next to your ears and rise into upward facing bow. Those were like two big jumps, I know, right? Hands behind your hips or upward facing bow. And then releasing down, exhale. And that's kind of how I see it. Doesn't matter. I'm not impressed if you're doing upward facing bow. I might be like, oh, that's really pretty, but it doesn't make it any more important than bridge pose. So maybe lift up, maybe lace your hands, maybe hands next to your ears, and maybe go up. Remove the hierarchy from the poses. I think as teachers, we're the ones to blame because we tend to give the variations based on what's easiest versus hardest rather than what suits your body. Release down with your exhale. So I'm going to do my best to de-emphasize. There's no hierarchy. You don't graduate from one pose to another. They're just poses. Last one, rise up. Which also means if you can do them, I don't want you to feel bad about doing them, right? If a pose is accessible to you, by all means, have at it. Last inhale, and then release down with your exhale. Pause, lift your heels, lift your knees up, bring your knees into your chest or come into happy baby. I think the most important thing about exploring the poses and trying different variations, which sometimes means that they are harder, is that you can surprise yourself in what you're capable of. Coming into thread the needle, cross right ankle over left thigh. And then switching left ankle, right thigh. Release that. Both feet flat, about hips distance apart, arms out to the side, both knees to the right. Inhale to center, exhale, both knees to the left. Inhale, draw back to center, release the legs, release the arms if this position is not comfortable into a position that is, and allow your body to arrive in some quiet and some still. If you're okay with closing your eyes, allow the eyelids to fall shut gently. Encourage the breath to do its own thing here, to just trickle in and trickle out. And then in feeling that, just let go of it. It's going to continue whether you focus on it or not. Allow your mind to come back to your breathing. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then bend your knees. Roll to your side or rock up to ceiling, whatever feels better to you. From your side, rise on up. And then bring your hands into your heart. Give yourself one more moment here. Always, always, always honor that you showed up. Honor whatever it is you feel today, for better or worse. Always knowing that in that knowledge, in that sensation, there's always a lesson. There's always knowledge to be gleaned. So take it. And finally, honoring your fellow yogis practicing with you today or in the future virtually, on demand. All of us are in this together. Lifting up, breathe in, exhale, bow your mind to your heart. Your inhale draws you up, your eyes open gently. You're amazing. Thank you for being here.